Hi, everyone. I'm Jonathan Turing, the head of community at Codecademy. Thanks again for tuning in. Last call for letting us know what city and country you're zooming in from in the chat. Today, we are joined by Kendall Perez, a relationship manager at Handshake out of the Bay Area. Handshake, if you don't know, is a career network for the AI economy, connecting 20 million knowledge workers, 1,500 schools, more than 1,500 schools, and over a million employers. Their platform helps people discover careers, build skills, and find everything out about like everything from like internships to full-time roles, freelance work, and more. If you have a pro account, you do have complimentary Handshake access. And if you don't have Pro and have tuned in, no worries, you can still learn about what Handshake is. This is a good event for you if you want to learn more about this awesome resource. If you have any questions throughout the event, feel free to leave it in the chat and I can surface it to Kendall and ask him live. And with that said, I'll pass it off to Kendall. Kendall, please take it away.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you, everyone. Hello. It is great to be here. As Jonathan mentioned, my name is Kendall Perez. I am a relationship manager here at Handshake. And today, my goal is to really go over the platform and to provide an in and out as to the benefits of Handshake, how you can best leverage it, what tips and tricks you can use to have the platform work for you. And then we'll go ahead and dive into a live demo, which I'm really excited about. I really want to just acknowledge the participation already. It's really great to see folks from all over the world, Venezuela, Spain, Croatia, all over the US. As Jonathan mentioned, Handshake is based out of the Bay Area in Northern California. So I moved to San Francisco at the beginning of the year for this opportunity at Handshake. So we've almost hit a year, which is really exciting. I want to recognize that for everyone's own career journey, it looks a little differently, right? For so many folks here, they might be jump-starting their career, they might be getting some new skills to be able to pivot careers. That's very normal. That is exactly what happened with me in my career trajectory. I originally went to college and I was very unsure of what I wanted to do. I got a degree in communications and decided I wanted to pursue the field of higher education. So I worked within higher education for about 5 years, and then I pivoted to working with education technology. About, gosh, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. And I originally worked with a platform that supported international students who were looking for jobs in the US. So I've done a lot of advising for international students specifically, which I think is great for a lot of the folks in this meeting. I also see that there are some folks who maybe are just starting out. They are looking to build their career for the first time. And I think that is one of the best things about Handshake specifically is that most of the opportunities that are being posted on the platform are geared for students who are either kind of just starting out or who are making pivots in their career and changing from one industry to another. Um, so there's a lot of exciting opportunities on the platform. I have a few different slides that I'm going to go ahead and review just to kind of provide a foundation for all of us. But please, as Jonathan mentioned, if there are comments that you want to include, if there are questions, please do not be shy in the chat. Um, Additionally, if there are maybe some majors that you're specifically looking into, or maybe certain employers or careers that you want to explore, feel free to throw that in the chat. I mean, that's something that we can go ahead and use as examples during our live demo. Awesome. So with that being said, I just want to provide a little bit about what we're going to cover today. So one, what is Handshake, and why should you use it? We're going to dive into your profile and why that's important. And then we're going to go into the demo itself, where we'll explore opportunities live. So a little bit of a base as to what is Handshake. So Handshake is the nation's #1 college to career network. We are at over 1,600 different universities, and we have over 1 million employers on the platform. Um, we like to say that Handshake is democratizing the job search process, where students don't need any experience, connections, or luck to be able to leverage the platform and seek out different opportunities. Again, so you'll see, kind of the basis that we're looking for is if they're starting their career, restarting your career, or jump starting, which is really exciting. So a few different reasons as to why you should use Handshake. One, being able to get hired. That is the number one reason why folks typically are using the platform, is to be able to search for opportunities, whether that is an internship, part-time, full-time. We can explore all those different options. Also, the ability to get discovered. You can go ahead and get messaged by employers that are hiring, that are looking for folks. You can also connect with employers as well as also alums. And you can also really leverage the platform to be able to get help with different resources. We'll see that Codecademy has provided some resources on the platform, and also there are different events that you can explore on the platform as well. Awesome. So starting us off with getting hired. So as I mentioned, there are over 1 million different employers of all shapes and sizes on the platform. What I really like about Handshake specifically, that's different from maybe like LinkedIn or Indeed, is that the employers on Handshake are looking for folks who are either pivoting careers, new to their career, or jumpstarting their career. We are with 100% of the Fortune 100 employers. So you'll see some of those big names like Amazon or MasterCard, CVS, but you'll also see a lot of different small employers, some local employers, maybe to your area. So there's a wide range of folks from very small employers all the way to those big Fortune 100s. Um, so in terms of being able to get started with Handshake, starting at Handshake all begins with your profile. If I could have one biggest takeaway from today's session, is definitely filling out your profile in terms of what are you looking for, being able to update your skills, experiences, uploading your resume, and filling out your job preferences. The more you feed the platform, the better the platform is going to customize your search experience. So for example, if my profile is completely blank and I have nothing within the platform isn't going to necessarily know if it should show me nursing opportunities or financial analyst opportunities and everything in between. I did attend a student career fair a couple weeks ago for one of the Cal State universities. Um, and I did have one student who came in, they were like, yeah, I'm just not seeing opportunities that are relevant to what I'm looking for. And I was like, okay, let's check this out. So we pulled up her profile, checked it out, and saw that there was nothing in there. So I was like, okay, let's feed it stuff, including like maybe what types of jobs you're looking for, location preferences, so that you're not bombarded with everything under the sun, but it's showing you opportunities that are relevant to what you're looking for. And those may change. The cool thing about Handshake is that you can always update your preferences. So, say, for example, maybe you were looking for an internship a year ago, but now you're looking for full-time opportunities. I recommend updating those preferences when you have those pivots so it's most up to date and accurate for the time that you're looking. We'll talk a little bit about that in terms of how to add these within your profile, but I want to talk about the three must-haves that I would highly recommend that you include, and that includes job type, location, and job roles. So for the job type, that's more looking at, so are you looking for an internship? Are you looking for a full-time? for location, are you open to different cities? So for our folks who are in Colorado, are you looking to stay within Colorado? For our folks in DC, are you looking for maybe DC, but also New York and Philadelphia, Boston? Um, and then also same thing with the job role types, letting the system know, are you looking for maybe marketing type of positions, or on the flip side, are you looking more for like computer programming type of roles? Again, the more you feed the platform, the better the platform is going to serve you. Mentioned this a few times, but yes, it is going to be personalized for you, just depending on what information you feed the platform. You will see some personalized jobs for you in your Explore page and throughout the platform. You can also follow specific employers and be notified of different events or jobs that have been posted from that employer if you are seeking a specific opportunity or a specific employer. Awesome. So now just talking about searching and finding different opportunities, there's a bunch of filters that we can go ahead and search for. I am going to be demoing these live, so we'll have more of a fluid search experience together. Um, there is going to be some suggestions within the system that you will see. There's also a new update that is currently in development that I will showcase how we can search that later on, that I'm really excited for. We're integrated more AI conversational search into the platform. So most platforms right now, it's a keyword-based search engine. If you're looking for a data analyst position, you type data analyst. In the future, an update that we're currently piloting is that the search experience, you can switch to more conversational, where you can say, I'm looking for a data analytical job, and I'm also looking to live near the coast in warm areas. And then it can show you jobs in maybe like San Diego or Charleston. It'll showcase opportunities based on that conversational sentence as opposed to just keyword-based search.
Kendall, we have a question from a user, literally named user here. The user wrote, "Can we find remote opportunities?"
Yes, absolutely. We can find remote opportunities. That is a search filter. So we'll go ahead and showcase that as well.
Got it. All right. Thank you. And it seems like we have a good number of people. We have a good number of people who are or who have a Handshake account. So I just wanted to let you know about that. So great start so far.
Awesome. Awesome. And if that's something where if you're unsure if you have an account or if you need support accessing your account, please reach out to the team so we can go ahead and make sure that that is all good to go there. Awesome. You can also favorite different jobs. I'll go ahead and showcase that, and then you can go back to your saved positions. You can set up alerts as well for all the different types of jobs that you may be exploring. Also, same thing with being able to set up job alerts. That is something that you can go ahead and save your search. Again, if you just want to be able to go back to that search in an easy way. Okay. Lastly, before we dive straight into the platform itself, there's a lot of different ways for you to be able to get connected within the platform. So you can attend at different events. Employers are hosting events all the time. They might be doing are you interested in this field? Or maybe if you're interested in this line of work, what would that look like? You can check that out on the events tab itself. You can also connect with specific employers and alum. So if you want to be able to message an employer, you can go ahead and do that. Just showing, telling a little bit about yourself, being able to connect with them, maybe ask any questions about that specific role. We also do have the ability for you to be able to message different alumni, either from Codecademy or from other different institutions, depending on their own profile settings for their own accounts as to whether it's visible to the public or just within their network. Lastly, we talked about getting expert help. So you do have different career center resources embedded into the platform. I will go ahead and showcase how you can find that specifically for Codecademy. And lastly, we do have an app. So I definitely recommend downloading the app. The mobile app, we're seeing that users are more than 2 times more likely to build connections with employers than just strictly on the web format. There's also ability for you to get some push notifications of new job postings. And a lot is happening on mobile app nowadays. Maybe something like 7, 8 years ago would have not been as common to apply for jobs using a mobile app, but that has since shifted. So the mobile app is up and running. Definitely want to go ahead and um, check in on that. Okay, awesome. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing just for a quick moment and pivot on over to the platform itself, where we can go ahead and explore opportunities together.
As Kendall is doing this, I know that received some messages and I see some in the chat here that some people have had challenges accessing the Handshake account. Feel free to send me a message after the event directly on in the community, and I'll do my best to help troubleshoot it with you. So happy to help.
Awesome. Cool. So when we log into the platform, you can go ahead and log in. Let me go ahead and share that link. It should be codecademy.joinhandshake.com. Okay, awesome. So I just threw that in the chat. It's codecademy.joinhandshake.com. And there you'll go ahead and put your credentials. Again, if you're not sure as to which credentials have your account associated with it, that's where you can always reach out to someone from the team, where Codecademy is importing your account into the platform based on your own major. But here we are looking at Codecademy's an individual within Codecademy and their Explore page. So when you log into the platform, you are greeted with this Explore page. And here you can go ahead and see some of the different opportunities that are being suggested for you based on your input. So you'll see right here, if there is a section that you're like, this page, it's not really what I'm looking for, you can go ahead and update your career interests, and this is where you can go ahead and identify what specifically you're looking for. So if maybe you were looking for internships, you can go ahead and select that. There are different types of job roles that you can go ahead and input, and it will show you those different options. Same thing with different industries, as well as also locations. So when we talked a little bit earlier about those 3 must-haves, those are all included here, including what types of jobs, different job roles, as well as also location. Those are all immediately in your looking for category. But if I don't want to go ahead and update that, I can go ahead and keep that as is. You can also create different job alerts for some of these different categories that you might be looking for. Very easy to do so. You can also do that within the search experience as well. But just some quick basics. One, if you when it comes to filling out your profile, all those settings are going to be in the little upper right-hand corner, your little initials and that circle. That's where you're going to be able to update all of these different settings. Now, Patrick here has done a fantastic job of being able to update what he is looking for, has a nice little blurb, has included his different skill set, has included his work experiences as well. So this is a great example as to what it means to fill out your profile. Um, Now, it's highly recommended that you fill out your profile. Um, if an employer is looking at something that maybe there are, 50 applications for a specific job, and they're between a few different folks, and if they see that, okay, well, this individual, they have the skills that I'm looking for because it's within their profile, they're more likely to be able to reach out to that individual versus someone who's completely blank. So I'd recommend, taking the 15, 20 minutes to update your profile as you need, or as you best see fit. So that way it is translated for employers when you start applying for opportunities.
And no, one of the questions that we have is from Denise, who asked, basically treat it like a resume or LinkedIn profile. Um,
Absolutely. Yes, I would treat it
okay.
as such. Where it's going to be similar to essentially it's going to be your image within Handshake. So what do you want to represent? How do you want to represent yourself within this platform?
Do you have any like tips or tricks how to best represent yourself? So for example, looking at the summary here, are there certain things that you would suggest that need to be included in there?
Totally. Yeah, that's a great question, Jonathan. For me, what I recommend is that if there are certain types of jobs that you're looking for, so if there are, finding out exactly what you're looking for, and when you find that out, search for those in the jobs and then seeing within those jobs, what are they looking for? What skills maybe are they looking for? What do they have that embedded within the maybe the job itself? I like to use that as like a template. If I see some common features that, okay, these specific jobs, this is a common skill that they're looking for. And I know that I have that skill, so I'm going to add that to my profile. I maybe mention it within my little about me section. So I'd almost do a little bit of like a reverse build where I'd start with some jobs, see the commonalities in terms of what they're looking for, and use that as a framework to build my profile or to make sure that those common skills that they're looking for are also embedded in my profile and my resume.
Yeah, yeah. No, that totally makes sense. So if you want to be an AI trainer, maybe explicitly say that within your own profile summary, and then include the skills that a lot of AI trainer job listings include that into your summary, as well as other parts of your profile as well.
100%.
Great. That's a great tip. Let's see here. A question from Ken. Can we create a Handshake account using a different email than the one we use for Codecademy, or at least change the email used for Handshake after account creation there? I'm not sure about the latter, but in order to access the Handshake account from Codecademy, it would have to be the same because you would basically access it through Codecademy. Like you go to your profile, and then it says if you want to connect to Handshake or access your Handshake account. I'm not sure what will happen after you create the Handshake account and then changing your account settings, but I would assume that everything would be okay.
Yeah.
Not really sure about that one. But in
Yes.
terms of the former, yes, you have to use your initial Codecademy email.
So for the first time you log in, you'll have to use that initial Codecademy email. Again, if you're unsure which email is associated with your Handshake account, you can always reach out to the team. But then after that, you have free autonomy if you want to go ahead and update that, however you best see fit. So if you want to go ahead and update your email, you can go ahead and do that in your account settings. I am viewing as someone, so I can't change their settings on their behalf because, it's your account. But if you go to your settings and then you can go ahead and go to account access, you can add additional emails. This is where you can also change your profile visibility on Handshake. where there is options for you have a public profile, you have one that's open to your community, and then you have one that's private. I would recommend the first two, either public or open to the community. That way, you're still visible to employers. Um, if you're a private, employers won't be able to see you at all. So that I definitely recommend.
Awesome. Thank you, Kendall.
But within these, again, some few housekeepings. You can upload your resume into the platform. A lot of jobs may require that you submit a resume as part of your application. It's really easy just to go ahead and select which resume that you want to go ahead and include. And you can have that be open to the public. You can have it be private to you. And those are all going to be dependent on your visibility settings. Okay, awesome. So we can look at the different jobs that you've applied for as well. But I want to go back to that explore page where this is going to be, again, based on some different opportunities, either from your search history or from the information that you put into the platform for your own personal settings. Again, if that's something that you feel like isn't super relevant to you, you can always update that here. We also do have this feature where we call the feed. The feed essentially is like, think of the ability to connect with different folks, either from sharing something that maybe you're passionate about, or maybe it is a opportunity from an employer that might be sharing a job, or maybe an employer sharing a little bit about what it looks like to work within that company. But if you want to check some things out, the feed is a nice way to do that. And you can go ahead and search by all, or you can narrow that down for specifically your major, or if you're just looking from posts from employers, you can go ahead and do that. Your inbox, definitely recommend that you keep on top of that. Employers will be reaching out to folks if you are a match for those different jobs. They may do a cold outreach that says, "Hey, we saw your profile. We're interested in you specifically. Would you like to apply for this job?" Or also, if you initiated a conversation with employers and they respond back to you, that will all be through your inbox. There's a lot on the platform, and I will say one of the things that I don't love hearing is when someone is like, it sends me too many emails, so I just completely, closed everything off. This is a tool for job search in general. This might be a tool that you're using very consistently, and then you might take a little bit of time off because maybe you got that opportunity. However, you don't want to lose access to this resource later on in life. So if that ever is something that you want to change your notification preferences, again, that's going to go ahead and be through that little circle here. And this is where you can say, okay, I want an email, maybe a push notification, or maybe I want no notification. You can go ahead and choose how you want that, what settings you want that here. Again, Handshake as an app, or any kind of job search app, it's not as frequent as something maybe like Instagram, where you might be checking that daily throughout the year, just to be able to keep up to date with your social network. For career ones, it might differ. You might be spending a lot of time for a couple months on one specific platform, and then you get a job, and you're like, okay, cool. I'm I'm ready to go. So maybe in a couple years, when you might be searching again, it could be something that you revisit at a later date and time. Okay, cool. Now I want to dive into more of the meat of the platform, and that is the job side of things. So within the job side, here there are a bunch of different filters that you can go ahead and leverage for your own search experience. Now, as I mentioned, right now it is a keyword-based search engine. So I can search typically right over here on the search job side of things. But we have a bunch of different filters that we can go ahead and leverage. Um, so if we're open up this filter sidebar here, we can search by employment type, by different job types. So maybe if you're specifically hunting for internships, you can go ahead and indicate that there. Um, by location, if that is something that you want to go ahead and look into. We had that question earlier as can you search for remote opportunities? And yes, that is a filter in itself. So maybe I want to select that. I want to start there and search for remote opportunities. Um, Maybe I'm looking for remote opportunities and maybe it's something like a data analyst type of role. Let's go ahead and see what pops up here. Okay. Now I'm seeing different jobs. I can see right here, we got this entry-level business analyst type of role. I can see a little bit more about the um, company itself. If I personally have never heard of a Dijon Photech, but maybe I want to get a little bit more in terms of like, who are they? I can click on them. I can see what, if there's anyone here that is relevant that I want to message. I can see VCAS right here, talent acquisition recruiter. That sounds like someone that maybe I want to get to know. So I can go ahead and message VCAS right here and say, hey, VCAS, I'm interested in this business analyst position. Curious if you have any information or anything that you want to go ahead and share with the team. Um, but when I talked a little bit earlier about using certain jobs to find some common themes, I can see, okay, for this role, here are the typical responsibilities that they're looking for. Here is the different qualifications that they might be that they're specifically interested in finding. And maybe I want to go down the list a little bit. Maybe I want to see, okay, also what about this junior business data analyst as well? I can see that different job description and find those commonalities and to pair that to my profile. So I definitely do recommend that. But maybe I'm not looking for remote opportunities. I saw someone here is from DC. We can also search based on location. So I want to see if Washington, DC. Okay, awesome. And you can set up this radius if you're open to a further commute or if you want something within a specific radius. In this example, I'm going to do 20 miles within DC. I think I unchecked remote, um, and I'm still keeping that data analyst position. And now we can see more opportunities that are here. You can go ahead and sort these based on most relevant. You can also do it based on what's been posted newly or also based on application deadline. So if you're looking maybe for jobs that are about to close soon, you can sort based on that application deadline. If you like this search, something cool that you can go ahead and do is you can immediately set up job alerts for this. So just by clicking this, by clicking that toggle on, you can go ahead and do that. You can also update the preferences for that. So if you want a specific, maybe you want an email sent on a weekly basis for data analyst jobs in District of Columbia. Um, you can get that notification either in app, via email, or via the mobile app as well. So just by checking that, that is something that you can go ahead and do. When I was job searching, I had a colleague of mine during that time that she was searching for jobs every night. Every night after classes, she would dedicate 30 minutes to an hour searching for opportunities. For me, that was a little overwhelming. That wasn't necessarily my preference. So I dedicated Monday nights. Monday nights, I dedicate a couple hours every night that would be the opportunity that I searched for jobs. Now what's really cool is that if you set up a job alert like this and then you go to that job search and then you sort by newest opportunities, you can just pick up where you last left off and see have there been any new postings within this past week. Um, Now, again, there is no right or wrong way to go about it. It's going to be a little bit more on personal preferences and personal workflow. So if you're someone who's like, yes, I would love to do it on a nightly basis, awesome. If that's something where you're like, I'd like to maybe choose a day of the week that's going to be my dedicated time, awesome as well. It's going to be a little bit more personal preference. But I do recommend setting up those job alerts so that way you can just easily keep yourself organized in the platform and maybe you can sort by newest postings so don't have to wonder if you've already applied or not. The system will let you know if you've already applied for a job, so you're not going to be double applying for opportunities. Um, but within the platform itself, you will also see some different the ways to apply. So if they are within the platform itself, when you can see that apply button, it might ask for a few different documents. Um, so it looks like for this one, it is required that you do upload a resume. So you can go ahead and easily attach that based on that document that you uploaded beforehand. So you're not having to reattach things every single time you go into the platform. So I recommend that you have your most up-to-date resume uploaded already within your profile. But I grew up in Southern California. Maybe I want to look for opportunities specifically there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do education just because that was my area of study for a while. So, oh, not San Francisco. I'm gonna do Los Angeles. And I'm gonna do within 30 miles. Yeah, I like that. So the top filters that are here, these are kind of the most common ones. But again, there are a lot of additional filters that you can go ahead and leverage here. So definitely I encourage you to check that out. For our international folks specifically, since I know we do have a lot of international folks here, these filters might be really relevant for you if they're talking about looking to sponsor, whether that's for CPT, OPT, or different visa sponsorships available. So I definitely recommend checking that out as well. Um, Awesome. But now, even looking at some of these just within this different search, I can go ahead and see different teaching jobs, substitute teaching jobs, tutoring jobs. It really just depends. Again, if that is something that you immediately want to set up a job alert for, I recommend that you do that once you've finagled all the filters that you are specifically looking for. Once you have that all set up, turning that job alert on, I think will help you in your own to help keep you organized. Again, the more you feed the platform, the better the platform is going to work for you. Yeah, we'll want to get this going up so that every time you log in, you don't have to restart your search over and over again. If there is a job that you like and you want to go ahead and save that job, you can easily save the right over here if you hit that save button. Um, so if that's something where maybe you get a job alert on your phone, but you're out with friends or you're not near your computer and you're like, oh, this is great. I'm just going to quickly save on that. And then you can go to your saved jobs and revisit that later on. So I definitely recommend doing that if maybe you're unable to, if you get an alert but you're unable to dive into that, quickly save that and then go to your saved jobs. Now, Codecademy also has built in some specific collections as well. So there are some different jobs based on some employers that Codecademy essentially lumped together that's great for a certain area. So you can see that there are a few already for Patrick. That's great for computer programming, great for computer science. Um, so if you wanted to go ahead and select on then you're only going to see jobs that are specifically curated from the Codecademy team. So this one, it looks like we are looking for great for computer programming individuals. We can see this job at Amazon right here. Um, that is an apprenticeship. You can see what are the different qualifications that they're looking for. Again, if that's something that you're not matching, then you can go ahead and update your profile as need be. But to be able to see some of those different amazing collections that Codecademy has built for y'all, if you go to the Career Center tab, this is where you can go ahead and look at the different collections that they have built out. Um, it's always good to check these in from time to time as some new ones get created, some get updated. But if you want to scroll through those different, if I'm looking at the Great for Computer Engineering majors one, and I want to see, okay, well, what is available here? You can see right here, entry-level software engineer from NetApp. Maybe that sounds perfect for me. Um, I can go ahead and look as to what they're looking for, see if I have those similar skill sets that they're looking for. If there's someone within the company that maybe I want to reach out to, then I can look there as well as also different alums. Similarly, on the Career Center tab, we talked about some different resources integrated into the platform. So there is a resource library here. If you go ahead and check those out, looks like there is content here about the job application tips, job interview recommendations, what to include when searching for a job, all this good content here. So. I love this one, why you don't have to work in tech to have a technical career. Um, and that's a very true statement. If you asked me 5 years ago if I would be working in tech, I probably would have said that that's not ever going to happen. And now we're 4 years into a tech career, which is kind of wild. So again, there's some really great content here that I recommend you checking out when you have that time and energy to do so. We talked about different events. I think right now there aren't specific events going on, but always good to check this back at a later date and time. When Codecademy approves different events from employers, you can go ahead and see the different events that are available here. Employers might host an event. Maybe it's around what it's like working within that company, or maybe it's a little bit of breaking into this certain field. So you can always check out those events here. The people side, I love the side. This is where you can go ahead and connect with individuals. It'll recommend different alums, so you can see fellow Codecademy alums there. It also will recommend folks that maybe you know based on your institution, as well as your major, your interests. But also, if you wanted to search within specific universities, you can go ahead and search. So let's see here. Is Fullerton here? Yes, awesome. This is where I graduated from. So maybe if I want to check out where are my Cal State Fullerton folks, I can look into connecting with these individuals here. Um, but maybe I want to search within Cal State Fullerton and Codecademy. I can go ahead and try to connect there. There are also folks that you can connect specifically within different employers as well. So if you want to search for folks, um, maybe I want to search for individuals from Google. Google just did a very big hiring this past fall for their upcoming summer internships. They do all of their internship hiring specifically through Handshake. So that is something where maybe I want to look at folks who's worked at Google. And I can see a few folks from Codecademy that are at Google. So that might be a these right might be great individuals to be able to connect with. Um, cool. I saw the chat was having some things, so I'm just going to go ahead and review that. Okay, it looks like some more about some login things.
Yeah,
Uh,
a lot of them have the concern about logging into Handshake from Codecademy, and so, and if you are experiencing that trouble, y'all, feel free to message me in the community, and I can personally help you figure it out. So, but we will figure it out.
we will figure it out. Absolutely. We will get you on. That is our main goal. So, no worries there. Okay, and then we spoke a lot about employers as well. And what I really like about this tab is that you can go ahead and review different employers. You can search based on industry, you can search based on employer size. So we talked about we have employers that are, really small all the way to those very large companies. So maybe I only want to search for employers that are large. We can go ahead and look at that. Maybe I want to look at Amazon as an example. I can go ahead and follow Amazon and then get notified of any new postings from the company. We can see a little bit of an overview and some of the benefits that they provide. Um, and we can also see different jobs that are currently live within Amazon. Maybe if I want to see some of the people at Amazon and I'm like, okay, do I want to connect with someone? I can see Jessica Zarata right here as a recruiting manager at Amazon. This might be a perfect person to be able to message. Be like, hey, I'm really interested in one of your job postings. I feel like I'd be a great fit, yada, yada, yada. But if you are kind of more searching based on company, you can search that company and then go straight to their jobs tab, see what they currently have available. Looks like they have some internships. It looks like more some full-time opportunities. Really ranges. They do have some different posts, which I'd like to say if you're unsure about what a company, what their kind of like content is or what their culture is, I would take a look at some of those posts. You can get a nice understanding to see if the employer tends to be more active or not. If like their profile is built out, like you can see Amazon, like they have their cover photo, they have their website. And so I can see that they are posting pretty frequently. Um, and it looks like for this one, it is a testimonial about one of their area managers, which is really cool. But yes, if there is a specific employer that you're interested in searching for, or maybe you're not necessarily sure, but you want to search based on certain industries, you can go ahead and identify that. You can go ahead and use those filters that we talked about also on the job side of things. Okay, so that was a little bit of a deep dive into the platform itself. Um, Now, again, my biggest takeaway that I would recommend is making sure that your profile is updated. Um, so being able to share what it is that you're looking for, what skills do you have, what work experience, and also your job preferences as well. Those are going to be very helpful just to making sure that the platform is working for you. Again, what I really like about Handshake is that compared to some other platforms, there's a lot less noise here because employers know that they are looking to hire individuals who are jumpstarting their career or who might be pivoting their career or who are new to their career. So you'll see a lot of jobs are tailored for that. Um, so you might not see as many like VP roles as you might see more kind of entry level roles or um, kind of a medium roles for folks who might be like 5 years into their career, which I think is really helpful since most folks here tend to be jump starting or pivoting their career. Another big takeaway that I would look into is setting up those different uh, those job updates. So when you find that sweet spot of what you're looking for, and sometimes it takes a little bit of trial and error, right? Um, that when you find that sweet spot of all the different filters that you want, as well as also the keyword search, when you have that finalized, make sure that you go ahead and save that job alert, and then you can get notified of new postings on that daily or weekly basis. And then lastly, I will say be on the lookout for that new update that is to come. So I mentioned that there will be a new AI search capability within the platform where you can have more of a conversational job search as opposed to a keyword-based job search. Another great update is that it'll also, the platform will let you know when that's live. It might say something along the lines of, hey, we noticed that this isn't updated in your own work experience. These are the typical work experiences required for the job. Do you want help or do you need help adding something into your profile? And it'll create like a blurb for you. So it's really exciting stuff. I'm on that committee. We are piloting it right now. So that will be live. We're hoping at the first quarter of the new year. So definitely some exciting stuff on its way. But we are nearing the end of the hour. So I wanted to provide a kind of general usage here, but I definitely want to see if there are any questions from this group as a unit, as we still have a little bit of time together.
Looking in the chat now, don't see any questions. If someone is typing a question, Kendall, thank you so much for providing that comprehensive overview of all the features Handshake provides. Any questions from Handshake's own Kendall? Let's see. Let's see here. Denny's asked, could you talk more about the Handshake feed?
Yeah, totally. So let me go back into sharing my screen. So the feed is something where you can go ahead and essentially it's the opportunity for you to be able to share something with the greater community. Employers can share something where they can talk about either highlighting a job or again what it's like to work with that employer, or if you want to post something just to kind of get yourself out there on a broad level. You can tag people. So if you want to tag someone, if you want to maybe share like a highlight, just maybe it's I just completed this skill or this course. Really excited to share that and really excited to seek out opportunities. Shout out Codecademy for providing that opportunity. Um, and that's like you being able to share like, hey, you got an advancement within your own skill set. So the feed, you'll see some of them. Let's look at your major and we can see um, some of them are kind of maybe more inspirational. Looks like this one is about a Cisco Certified Network Association. This one looks like they attended an AI conference. So being able to highlight um, yourself um, in like a quick touch point.
Doesn't look like we have any other questions. I know that, again, there are some challenges with actually logging into Handshake, which please send me a message at community.codecademy.com and I'll help personally troubleshoot it with you. But again, thank you so much for your time, Kendall. Kendall, if someone has a question and he or she didn't ask it during this call, or maybe it comes up after the event, what is the best way for that person to reach you?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and drop my email in the chat here. I would also say feel free to reach out to members of the Codecademy team if you want to touch base with them. And then we'll go ahead and connect together. But it's kendall.perez@joinhandshake.com.
Okay, fantastic. Also, I received a lot of questions about this too, but yes, this event was recorded, and yes, it will be on our YouTube channel. Give us about a week for us to edit as well as upload it, and I will post it in the comments of the event soon. So, anyways, hope everyone has a good rest of the week. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you again, Kendall, for taking the time to explain Handshake and how to use it. Have a great rest of the week, y'all. Bye.
Bye, y'all.